Some of us been free for years, but still think like prisoners. Still apologizing, still shrinking, still living under stuff God already broke off our life. Listen to me. The chains came off before your mind caught up. Kept replaying old mistakes like they still had power over me. Every failure, every heartbreak, every voice that said I would never be free. And I wore guilt like heavy armor, dragged shame from room to room, acting like grace was temporary, like mercy had an expiration date too. The cross said finished, heaven said forgiven. Why am I still living like I am condemned? Stop dragging them chains, grace unlock the door. While you're sleeping in a prison you are not trapped in anymore. Stop dragging them chains. You do not live there now. God already called you free. Why you still bowing down? I know what depression feels like. I know what regret can do. I know what it feels like to survive something but still feel stuck inside of you. People shout and move on, but healing does not happen overnight. Still, God kept whispering softly, son, step into the light. No more grave clothes, no more old labels, no more chains around my feet. Grace did not visit me to leave me where he found me. Stop dragging them chains. Grace unlocked the door. Why you crying in a prison you do not belong in anymore? Stop dragging them chains. You survived the war. If God brought you out alive, why live broken anymore? The door is open. The door is open. The chains are broken. The chains are broken. You can breathe again. You can hope again. You can live again. You can love again. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. That shame. Let it go. That fear. Let it go. Let it go. That guilt. Let it go. You are Who told you you still belong in that cell? Who told you your mistake was bigger than grace? Who told you God brought you this far just to abandon you now? The devil is a liar. If God opened the prison, walk out. If God broke the chains, stop wearing them. If God called you free, stop speaking death over your life. Somebody lift your hands and walk out of that prison tonight. Stop dragging them chains. Grace unlock the door. While you're sleeping in a prison Why you sleeping in a prison?
Everybody loves grace until somebody else gets it. What about grace? Church folks got plenty judgment, but where the mercy at? Grace! That is why I survived! Live on YouTube, Facebook, Uncle Paul's Unpadded Pew, Season 2, Episode 1. What about grace?
Disclaimer, 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 disclaimer.
It's get this train moving, no stalling, no snoozing, wheels turning, fires brewing. Let's get this.
Yeah. We about to talk about it, not shout over it, not dance around it. We gon' deal with it. Where the grace at? Y'all got rules, but where the grace at? Talk loud, but where the grace at? God forgave me, why you ain't matched that? Where the grace at? Point fingers, where the grace at? So quick to cancel, where the grace at? God kept me, why you can't do that? Yeah, you shout on Sunday, judge on Monday, clap real loud, then tell folks one way. Post scriptures like you living holy, but your inbox telling a whole different story. Got folks crying in the front row, silent pain, but you do not know. Too busy chasing a microphone, whole time they breaking right at home. You got titles but no compassion, big church fit but no real action. You quoting verses, missing the meaning. Jesus love why y'all stay scheming.
You might want to.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Give them some grace, folks. Hey, what's going on? This is Uncle Paul with Uncle Paul's Unpadded Pew. Real talk, real faith, real life. Now, I'm going to tell y'all up front. I had a little incident today, and I was eating something, and I had this temporary tooth in the front of my mouth, but I was eating something, and I was crunching on something. I said, "Oh, what the heck is that? It's pretty hard." Well, it was that temporary tooth. So I'm missing a tooth in the front of my mouth. So if I talk with a lisp, oh, Lord Jesus, thank you, Lord. If I talk with a little lisp or something, that's what's going on. My tooth is in. It should be in my mouth tomorrow. They tried to put it in on Thursday, and I told them I didn't have time. And they told me it lasts about 3 weeks, and it's 3 weeks, y'all. Exactly 3 weeks. But anyways, I'm going to try not to smile so y'all won't laugh at me too much. But if I happen to smile and you see a big gap in the middle of my mouth, that's what has happened. All right. I know my sister Laura, when she gets here, she will be mortified that I am here with the tooth missing. Anyways, I see Billy has joined the room. My oldest brother, big brother, Billy Smith has joined the room. KJ, superstar, has joined the room. Danae, Billy's daughter, has joined the room. And I guess Danae's designs. We got to talk about those designs. Maybe she can take some of my work away. I'm working too hard these days. We're trying to figure that all out. We're going to re-roll a bunch of different stuff for September. Oh, it feels funny missing that tooth in the front. I didn't think it was going to matter, but it does. Anyways, forgiveness is hard for me, folks. That's what we are talking about tonight. I am a work in progress. How about y'all? Look, I got a problem with forgiveness. Let me just be straight up and cold open. Let me just, can I confess something tonight? I got a problem. And before some of you super saved people start looking at me funny, hold on, because y'all know church folks. Soon as somebody admits they're struggling with something, everybody's sitting there thinking, well, I don't struggle with that. Okay, God bless you. Apparently, you and Jesus got adjoining offices. Tonight, I'm talking about me and my truth. Forgiveness is hard for me. I'm not talking about y'all, I'm talking about me. There, I said it. I believe in forgiveness. I preach forgiveness. I counsel people about forgiveness. I've told people, you got to let it go. I know the scripture. I know what Jesus said. I know what I'm supposed to do. But knowing what you're supposed to do and actually doing what you're supposed to do are two different things. Because let somebody hurt my feelings, and suddenly I need a further revelation from the Lord. Anybody besides me, because some of y'all are so saved, you forgive people before they finish offending you. Before they finish offending you. Bless your heart. But that ain't me. That ain't me. I'm a work in progress. So welcome, welcome, welcome to the Unpadded Pew. This is real talk, real faith, real life. And around here, we don't put cushions on uncomfortable truth. And tonight, I'm not standing over you preaching about forgiveness. I'm sitting right here on this pew with you. Hallelujah. Because I struggle with forgiveness. And here's something else I can admit. I can hold a grudge. Oh, yes, I can. And y'all better not say, oh, yes, you can. And when I get really mad, really hurt, really disappointed, I can stop speaking to you. And I don't mean until Thursday, baby. I mean for years. And somebody just say, Pastor, don't pass to me. I told y'all, this is the Unpadded Pew. We're truth. We're telling the truth, and we're telling the truth tonight. Now, let me be fair to myself. Normally, I don't cut you off because you forgot to return one phone call. It usually takes me a while to get there because I have a system. Yeah, I got a system. And some of y'all have heard me talk about it. Let me show you this picture. Where's that graphic at? I put together. Oh, here it is. Some of y'all will know what this is as soon as I show it, and you young folks will have no clue what I am talking about. I am a stamp collector. Some of y'all are old enough to remember S&H green stamps. Get this. You say something I don't like, you get a stamp. You disappoint me, you get a stamp. You don't show up when I thought you should have, you get a stamp. You lie to me, I put another stamp in my book. You disrespect me, oh, that's one of those. You get two stamps for that one. And if you do something and then act like you didn't do it, baby, that's three stamps. And here's the dangerous part. I may not say anything. I'm still talking to you, still smiling, still functioning, and you think everything is fine. But inside, I'm licking stamps. And I put them in my book with your name on it. With your name on it. Get this, just because I don't confront the offense doesn't mean I release the offense. Sometimes silence ain't forgiveness. Sometimes silence is storage. And that's what I've been learning about myself. Sometimes I do not process an offense. I catalog it. Anybody else out there do the same thing? Y'all trying to act like y'all don't hear me. Hey, Pam, how you doing? Pam is in the house, y'all. Anybody else do that? I catalog it. There is there's a difference in processing says that hurt me, let me deal with it. Cataloging says I'll remember that. And I'm not a processor, I am a cataloger. Anybody got the same spirit I got? Y'all just come on, be honest with yourself. Somebody does something and you don't cuss them out. You don't have an argument. You just say okay. You just say okay. And everybody who knows you knows that okay doesn't mean okay. That okay meant your offense has been successfully added to my catalog. Unresolved hurt doesn't disappear, it accumulates. And that's where my system starts getting dangerous because eventually you do one more thing and baby, you don't know it, but the book is full. The book is full. And now you are standing there confused because I'm going all the way off. You're thinking, Paul, all this over what happened on Tuesday? No, baby, it ain't about Tuesday. It ain't about Tuesday. I'm standing here with the whole darn book. I was getting ready to cuss. I caught myself, y'all. I'm trying to do better. The whole book. We're talking about Tuesday, last Christmas, your birthday, that dinner, the phone call, the thing you said 3 years ago, the thing you didn't say 4 years ago, the time you didn't show up, the apology that you never gave me that I thought I should have. I've been saving all of those S&H green stamps and ain't got nothing on, and they don't have nothing on me. And now I'm cashing all those stamps in at once. Y'all are in trouble now. Am I the only one to function like this? Y'all trying to act like y'all don't know. Sometimes the size of the reaction isn't about the last offense. It's about every unprocessed offense underneath it. That's why somebody can explode over something that looks small. Everybody says all that over that. No, that was just the last stamp in the book. And this is where I have to stop talking about what you did and start talking about what I did. Because while I'm keeping this whole record, you may not even know there's a book. Think about that. I'm judging you by a record you don't even know I was keeping. I'm holding you accountable for conversations that we never had. And then when my book gets full, I announce I'm done. Anybody else do that? I announce I'm done. Yes, I am officially done. And you're standing there wondering how in the hell we got here. That's not fair. Look, you cannot expect somebody to correct what you never told them was hurting you. And there goes my problem. I can't expect people to correct what I never told them was hurting me. That steps all over my toes because I have said you should have known. You should have known. You know me all these years. You should have known. And now I'm just realizing that most people don't even know I got a stamp book with their name on it. And don't y'all be sending me no text tomorrow to ask, is your book full yet? Maybe, maybe not. Look, I had to ask myself this question recently because I had cut somebody off and they were coming back into my life. And I said to them, they said, you know what? It's been 2 years since you spoke to me, and I don't even know what I did wrong. And that slapped me in my face. That slapped me in my face. And I'm sitting here thinking, okay, they didn't pick up the phone and call me, and they trying to figure out what did I do. And that kind of hurt me. That's why I understand Peter. Peter asked Jesus how many times he has to forgive somebody. Peter wanted a number. Peter said, I understand all that other stuff, all that church talk. He said, but how many times do I have to forgive somebody? And Peter would say, I need a number. If it's 5 times, let me know. And after the 5th time, I'm cutting them off. Now, those of y'all that's late, I may be talking with a lisp tonight or whatever, because I was telling them I had a temporary tooth in my mouth, and I was eating something I probably shouldn't have been eating, and that temporary tooth came out. So the front of my mouth, I got a big gap. So I talk with a lisper right now until tomorrow morning when I go to the dentist, and they're going to put the crown in. I think they call it a crown. I don't know. That's what they told me they were doing. So if I sound funny tonight, I'm not going to try to smile and laugh, because if I do, y'all going to see that big gap, and I don't want it on video. I can hear myself talk. They sound funny. Peter, I started not to do this tonight, and I said, nope, I'm not going to be that vain. Look, and if you're one like me that you're counting and you're collecting, Jesus basically blew up Peter's whole bookkeeping system. He said, stop keeping score. And that is where Jesus got up all in my business. Because what is my stamp? A ledger, a scorecard. It's my evidence. You owe me. You hurt me. You disappointed me. And Jesus keep asking Paul, how long are you going to carry the ledger? You can't say you've released the debt while you're still maintaining the ledger. You can't say that you've released the debt while you're still maintaining the ledger. Ooh, Lord. I don't particularly like that one, but it's true. It is so true, folks. I'm a work in progress. Get it? I am a work in progress. Folks, I don't have it all together. I know some of y'all do, but I still got my give
Lord,
to this song I wrote.
I know what your word says.
Hey, Sherelle.
I'm just trying to live it. I know I should forgive. I know I should let go. But some wounds run deep, and healing can be slow. I know what I should do, but sometimes I confess I'm still learning how to love when somebody leaves a mess.
God's still working on me.
Lord, help me to be free. Yeah. Take this anger, take this pain, teach my heart to love again. I'm a work in progress. Keep working on me.
many people can say that? Keep working on me, Lord. Keep working on me because I'm a work in progress, folks. I have not arrived. See, that's where I am right now. I'm not standing here telling you I've mastered forgiveness. I'm telling you, God is working on me. Let me just be honest. And maybe if some of you super saved folks would stop pretending for 5 minutes, you would admit that he's working on you too. But now we got to go deeper because the real problem with being a stamp collector isn't just collecting the stamps. It's what happens when the book gets full. Because when my book gets full, why do I have to have so many words with an F in it for tonight? I'm not responding to what you did today. Understand this. And I'm not the only one like this. So this is a good lesson for everybody. When somebody gets teed off about something minor, baby, it's not about what happened today. They're responding to everything you've ever done. And that is where my little system has cost me. That's where it's cost me. Because, as I said, forgiveness is hard for me. See, you think I'm mad about today. When the book gets full, you think I'm mad about today, but baby, I got receipts. I got more receipts than Whitney Houston. She said, where the receipts at? I got them. I should have said Whitney Houston. Lord, that was a big mess with Oprah. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right, Uncle Paul, all right. Now let's talk about what happens when the book gets full. Because I told y'all I'm a stamp collector. But here's what makes somebody like me dangerous. You may not know I'm collecting the stamps, and that's a problem. You think you're good, and I'm speaking and still laughing at the same time, still showing up. I'm still speaking to you. You think you're good with me. You still speaking, still laughing, still showing up. You ask Paul, you all right? I said, I'm fine, baby. I'm fine. You better learn the different versions of fine. There's a I'm really fine, and there's I'm tired, but I'm fine. And there's a I don't feel like talking right now, fine. And then there's I'm fine, but your stamp just went in the book. And that's the dangerous one. Can I get a witness? Just because somebody stopped talking about the hurt doesn't mean the hurt stopped talking inside of them. And that's where I get myself in trouble. Because instead of saying that bothered me, I say I'm fine. Instead of saying that hurt me, I say don't worry about it. Instead of saying we need to talk, I say it's okay, but it ain't okay, folks. I just stored it up, licked the stamp, and put it in the book. Goes back to the S&H green stamp. I just licked the stamp and put it in the book, and I'm waiting to cash it in. Kind of stuff. I'm aging myself a little bit. See, here's another problem that with my system. I have, or I think you should know. I think you should know. I really do. And I'm sitting there thinking, you know what you did, right? You know what upset me, right? You know why I'm acting different, right? You know why I stopped calling you, right? And somehow in my head, I think my silence has communicated all the necessary information, but somehow I don't think it has. I've sent you a blank email in my mad mind because, and you didn't understand the attachment. See, silence may tell somebody something is wrong. It usually doesn't tell them what is wrong. And I'm learning that slowly, very slowly, I'm learning, because I don't particularly like confrontations. We'll deal with that later. But because I don't like confrontations, I postpone conversations. And while I'm postponing the conversation, I'm collecting even more stamps. Anybody else got me? Y'all kind of quiet out here. Y'all trying to act like y'all don't understand me. But I'm still collecting stamps. That's just what I do. I'm a stamp collector. Probably like some of y'all, but nobody wants to admit it. Paul's telling all his stuff tonight. Uncle Paul is telling y'all his business tonight. But this is how I function. I'm being honest about it. See, I'm still collecting stamps. And eventually, you do one more thing. Maybe it's not even the worst thing you've done, but unfortunately for you, the book is full. And now I'm cashing that sucker in. And you're standing there looking confused. Why are you this angry? Because you think I'm talking about today, what you did today. Baby, we ain't talking about today. I got a whole book up under my arm of stuff you've done that we haven't dealt with. We're talking about today, last month, last Christmas, the birthday you forgot, the dinner you said you were coming to and didn't show up, that thing you told me you were going to do and didn't do, that phone call you didn't make, that attitude you had, that time you didn't show up, that thing you promised and never did. And you remember that thing back in 2019? You don't even remember doing it. But I got receipts. I got stamps. I got exhibit A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Baby, I am prepared for the trial. See, when hurt accumulates, today's small offenses can trigger yesterday's unfinished pain. And that is why people sometimes react way bigger than the moment seems to require. And everybody's standing around saying, all that over that? No. That was just the last stamp. Now, let me turn this thing back around on myself, because this is where my system ain't fair. And I realized that recently. While I'm standing there with a full book of stamps, you may not even know there is a stamp book. I never told you that I was keeping stamps and your name is on the book. You might be up to stamp number 7, and I never told you. You may be up to stamp number 12, and I never told you. I might be able to buy a gold necklace with as many stamps you got in my book, and I never told you. But then when stamp 47 happens and I hit you with all 47, you're saying, where the hell did this come from? That's a legitimate question, because I didn't give you an opportunity to fix stamp number 7. I didn't give you, before it became stamp number 47. A relationship cannot repair conversations that never happened. Woo! That's where I have to own my part. Maybe you were wrong, but I still need to speak. Maybe you should have known better, but I still need to communicate. Maybe what you did was obvious to me, but apparently it wasn't so obvious to you. And when that book gets full, baby, I can be done. And when I say done, I don't mean give me the weekend. I can stop speaking. I can stop speaking to somebody for years. And that's not something I'm bragging about, folks. I'm just telling you or letting you get a little insight on Paul, Uncle Paul. I've learned some things about myself, because one, I feel like I've given you chance after chance after chance. And something inside me says enough, and I shut the door. And here's the dangerous part. Sometimes cutting somebody off feels good. Sometimes it feels good. Let's tell the truth. No phone calls, no arguments, no disappointment, no wondering what they're going to do, no waiting for an apology. quiet, and quiet can feel like peace. But I'm learning quiet and peace are not always the same thing. Absence can stop the irritation without healing the injury. Look, I can remove you and still be angry. And I was. I was. I removed them, but I was still angry. I can block your number, which I did, and still talk about you. I can stop speaking to you and still have an argument with you. All in my head. Anybody ever want an argument in the shower with somebody you ain't spoken to in 3 years? Oh, baby, I had the perfect comeback. Only problem, the conversation was they hurt me back in 1998. And I haven't moved on. I'm still talking about it. Think about this. Somebody hurt you 20 years ago and you still talking about it. They have moved on. They are out to dinner eating lobster and taking pictures on Facebook of their food. And you still stuck. You are still stuck. Baby, let that thing go. I know I'm preaching to the choir tonight because I still got some work on my stuff. I'm just saying, y'all, I got a little work left. You know, I'm still rewriting my dialogue. Cutting somebody off isn't necessarily the same thing as letting them go, folks. That's a hard truth for me because I know how to remove somebody from my life. But God is teaching me how to remove what they did from controlling my life. And those are two different things. Two different things. Now, here we go. Before somebody runs off and say, Uncle Paul said, I got to let everybody back in my life. I did not say that. Don't give me credit for that. That's not what I said at all. Some folks need to stay where they are. Did y'all hear me? Somebody type that in the text, in the box. Some folks need to stay where they are. Now get this. Forgiveness does not mean unlimited access to my life again. Oh, tarabosha. Some relationships are destructive, and some people will repeatedly violate your boundaries and then use your Christianity against you. Oh, you're supposed to forgive me. I forgave you, but you still can't come in my house. Well, both things can be true. Both things can be true. Both things can be true. I can pray for you and not give you my password. I can wish you well from another zip code. I can release the bitterness, hata, without restoring the access. Oh, somebody help me. See, this part church folks get lost at. Forgiveness removes the need for revenge. Wisdom determines access. That's the balance. Forgiveness does not require foolishness. Here's something God had to show me. When I hold a grudge, I think about I'm punishing you. So I think. I put you in a jail, but if I'm the jailer, guess what? I got to stay at the jail with you. I got to stay at the jail with you. Lord have mercy. At the jail, Lord have mercy. I got to keep checking the cell, making sure you're still in there. I got to maintain the anger, feed the resentment. Remember the offense, protect the grudge. And meanwhile, you may not even know you're supposed to be incarcerated. You're at brunch. You living your life, drinking, sipping on your mimosas. I'm at your orange juice. And I'm still standing guard at the prison you don't even know exists. Look, folks, a grudge requires maintenance. Freedom doesn't. Baby, holding grudges is exhausting. I've really come to that fact recently. Holding grudges is exhausting. You got to remember who you're not speaking to. You walk into an event, who's here? They coming. Oh hell, where are they sitting? You rearrange the whole life around somebody you claim you don't care about. Something ain't adding up. It ain't adding up, folks. I'm trying to tell you something here. I'm trying to teach you something here. Y'all ever gone someplace and they had those little name tags and you mad at somebody and they got their name tag at the same table you sitting at? Have you ever taken the name tag off one table and moved it to another? I know I have. Y'all may be calling me petty, but I've done that. Somebody said, I thought y'all were at the same table. I said, I thought so too. What happened? So here's what I'm trying to learn instead of stamps. Try the stamp system. That obviously hurts me. Instead of the stamp system, which I don't like, instead of the stamps, try can we talk? Try can we talk? And for me, that's hard. I don't know if for anybody else, that's hard for me. When I sense that somebody else has done something wrong for me, for me to go say, can we talk? Whew, that's hard for me. I'm trying to get better at that. I'm just being honest tonight. If y'all don't want to hear honest conversations, then you're in the wrong place. Because for me, collecting stamps feels safer than confronting somebody. But safe isn't always healthy. Healthy relationships need conversations before they need collections. Maybe if I talk at stamp number 3, we'll never get to stamp number 47. Maybe the relationships get fixed before the book is full. Or maybe the conversation shows me the relationship can't be fixed at all. And that's possible too, but at least now I'm making the decision with information instead of assumptions. There comes a time when I had to say to myself, I don't want to carry this. I'm tired of carrying this. I don't want to carry this. I've carried every word. I've carried every pain. I've held on to the hurt again and again. I don't want to carry this another day. Lord, help me release what I cannot change. I don't want this anger living inside of me. Take what I've been holding and set me free. I don't want to carry this.
Oh, when I almost let go, you never let go of me. When everybody else was leaving, you never walked away. When every promise felt forgotten, your faithful love remained. When my whole world fell to pieces and tears became my song, you wrapped me in your mercy and carried me all along. When I had no strength to stand and my heart was filled with pain, you whispered, I'm still with you, and called me by my name. People come, people go, but there's one thing I've come to know. You're still holding me, still
That's right, folks. I don't want to carry this. I'm just going to give it to God because look, this thing is a lot for me to carry. It's a lot for me to carry. Now, I'm getting to the part I really don't like because I've told you I collect the stamps. I told you what happens when the book gets full. I told you I can cut somebody off and leave the door closed for years. But now I got to tell you why I do it. And this is where the mirror gets uncomfortable because the truth is, and I'm learning that some of my stamp collecting ain't just about anger. Some of it is about fear of having the conversations. And there is one relationship that forced me to see this in a way I wasn't expecting. Because after years of not speaking, we finally had a conversation. And they said something that made me feel about 2 inches tall. They said, I didn't even know what I did. I didn't even know what I did. They said, I didn't even know what I did. And baby, that's when the whole damn stamp book started looking different. Started looking different. I told y'all before, forgiveness is hard for me. I'm a work in progress. How about y'all? I'm a work in progress. I hate confrontation. And maybe I expect you to read my mind. I collect stamps. I told you. I hold grudges. I told you. When the book gets full, I'll cut you off and stop speaking for years. But I need to tell you something else about me. Something I'm just really starting to learn to understand myself. I hate confrontations. I do. I do. And I'm not even completely sure why. That's why I'm back in therapy. I got a new therapist starting this Friday. Since the other one walked out and fired me, or she just walked away. I was like, am I that bad? My other therapist just walked away. Never called me back. I called her a couple times, never got a response. I said, boy, I must be really messed up. My therapist quit. But I got a new one starting Friday. I'll let y'all know next week how that's going. But no, I'm not completely sure why I don't like confrontation. I don't even like to look at it in a movie or on TV. When people get ready to fight and stuff, I'll change the channel because I don't like confrontation. I can run a meeting, I can handle business, I can stand in front of people and talk. I can preach, I can tell them what they need to be done. I can preach to a whole church. I can talk to all of y'all, even here. But when somebody I love hurts me, and I need to sit down face to face and say, you hurt me, I struggle with that. I struggle with that. And I don't know if I'm the only one here, but something in me would rather go quiet, pull back, create some distance because confrontation feels uncomfortable to me. What are you going to say? Are you going to understand? Are you going to dismiss what I'm feeling? Are you going to turn the whole thing back on me? Are we going to argue? And maybe the biggest one of all is, what if I tell you how much you hurt me and you don't care? Wow. That's a different kind of hurt. Sometimes silence feels safer because I never tell you what I need, then I never tell you what I need. I never tell you what I need, then I never have to hear you say, you can't, you won't give it. Maybe that's why I don't want to do it. Sometimes we avoid confrontations because telling the truth makes us vulnerable to another disappointment. And that's what I'm learning about myself slowly, folks. Here's the crazy part. I'm Pam. I'm glad to know I'm not by myself. Sherelle, I agree. Sherelle said that part, Pastor, that part. Yes. Pam, we on the same page here. Pam said, I'm afraid of being hurt even more. Ooh, Lordy. Wow. Pam, that's me too. I'm afraid I'm going to be rejected. If I tell you how I feel, you might dismiss my feelings and tell me, well, I don't know why you feel like that. And that's always a danger. I want somebody to say to me, I understand your feelings. You don't have to agree with them. I just need you to understand that I'm having feelings. Here's the crazy part. I avoid the actual conversation with you. But baby, I have the conversation by myself. Ain't that crazy? Hey, Angela, how are you? Great to see you again. Yes, I agree. Yes, yes, yes. I discuss it in my head. I think go back to season 1 of Uncle Paul's Unpadded Pew or Uncle Paul's Thoughts. It's all under Uncle Paul's Media now. But I did a whole series about getting stuff out of your head. There comes a time where you got to get it out of your head. And actually, I'm also working on a book about it. But I have conversations in my head, full blown conversations, and I will answer myself. And I have full conversations with other people. And I mean, I was sitting here today having a conversation with somebody. I don't remember who it was, but I had a full conversation. I had a debate, an argument. I cussed them out. They said something and they cussed me out. And we had a full conversation today. Now, that was me all by myself. I had a whole meeting in my head. I tell you what you did, then I decide what you're going to say, and then I respond the way I think you would respond. And sometimes that gets me even hotter, mad, because I didn't decide how you're going to respond, and I take it like you're responding, how you said it, and I got your little head movements and stuff, and then that just makes me even madder. And you ain't even doing it. It's what I perceive, how I perceive you're going to respond. I decided you said this, and then you said that, and my imagination goes wild. And now I'm mad at your imaginary response. You ain't even there. And by the end of the conversation, I'm proving I was right not to talk to you based on a conversation you never participated in. And then I got to go, come on, Paul. Are you crazy or what? Paul, they don't even know you're mad. They didn't even know you had a conversation. You didn't send them an invite to the meeting. Avoiding the real conversation doesn't stop the conversation, folks. It just leaves you having both sides of it by yourself. And when I say it out loud, it sounds crazy. I know. Y'all said this man he needs a therapist. Now y'all understand why my other therapist quit. But I like to be real. And here's where this stopped being a sermon for me. There's people you love, and I stopped speaking to them. I cut them off. And y'all already know, once I get to the point, when I get to that point, I can say I can stay there for a long time, and it doesn't bother me for a while. But here's the part I need to tell you. Every birthday they would call or send a text every year. And I would see the message and think, I'm serious. In my head, I had this whole thing figured out. I thought, oh, so you're going to send a happy birthday and think you're just going to start talking again? No, 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 no. Oh, no, 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 no. I wanted an apology. I wanted acknowledgement. I wanted you to say what you did. I wanted you to own what happened. So I interpreted the birthday call or the birthday text as you trying to get around the conversation that I wanted to have. And except there was one problem. Here's where there's a flaw in Uncle Paul's theology here. I never told you what conversation I wanted to have. Sometimes we reject somebody's attempt to reach us because it doesn't look like the attempt was scripted in our head. Whew, that's me. Look, and if I'm really telling the truth, I wanted them to figure it out. I wanted them to figure out why I was mad. I wanted the phone call. Paul, I wanted somebody to call me and say, Paul, what's wrong? Am I the only one? I could tell something. I wanted somebody to say, Paul, what's wrong? I could tell something changed. Talk to me. What happened? I wanted them to come find me because I was tired of fixing everything. And that's another piece of this thing. I got tired of being the fixer, the one who makes the phone calls, the one who tries to smooth everything over, the one who starts the hard conversations, the one who says, come on, let's work this out. And something inside of me say, no, not this time. Something inside of me say, no, not this time. This time you come and find me. This time you ask me what's wrong. This time you make the effort. And I've been thinking about that, why that matters so much to me. And I think I'm becoming to understand maybe I wasn't just waiting for an apology. Maybe I was waiting for proof that I mattered in their life. Maybe I was waiting for proof that I mattered in their life. Whew, that one hit hard. I felt that one. Maybe something inside of me was saying, if I matter to you, come find me. Maybe something inside of me was saying, if I matter to you, come find me. And there it is. That's deeper than anger. That's deeper than forgiveness. I wanted to feel important enough for somebody to notice I was gone. Pastor Pam said, you are not alone. I wanted the same thing. Tired of always making things right. Just tired. Yes, we all get to a place. We're just tired of making things right. Why do I always have to fix it? Every now and then you want somebody to come find you and fix it. You want to feel important enough for somebody to notice that I'm gone, that I wanted somebody to pursue me for once, not romantically. I wanted somebody to just say, wait a minute, something ain't right with Paul. Let me go find out what's wrong. That's what I wanted. Anybody else? Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Yeah. Sometimes what looks like a grudge is hiding an unmet need to feel seen, to feel valued or pursued. That doesn't make the grudge healthy, but it helps me understand what's beneath it. But here's where I messed up. I created a test I never told them there was. I never told them there was a test. And then I got mad because they failed the test. I'm being real here today, y'all. If y'all ain't getting this stuff here, maybe it ain't for y'all. Maybe this show is just for me because I need to work through some stuff. Come on, Paul. They didn't have the study guide. They didn't know the class was in session. I'm sitting there grading papers they never received. You didn't call enough. I gave them an F. You didn't figure it out. I gave them another F. You didn't apologize correctly. I gave them another F. Baby, they didn't even know what the assignment was. Unspoken expectations become secret tests that relationships don't know they're taking. We've all done it. And that's a word for me because wanting somebody to check on you isn't wrong. Wanting somebody to fight for a relationship isn't wrong. Wanting somebody to notice you're hurting isn't wrong. Wanting to know that you matter isn't wrong. But I never communicated what I need. And I cannot automatically turn your failures to meet the need into proof. I cannot turn your failures to meet that need into proof that you don't love me. Now, let me tell you, what really messed me up was when I finally talked to the person. For the first time the other week, we had a real conversation. And during that conversation, they said, I didn't even know what I did. Baby, that thing hit me right in my self-righteous big head. Because of all those years, I'm sitting there thinking, you know what you did. You know why I'm mad. You know why I'm not speaking. And they're telling me, no, I really don't. I don't. And I felt stupid, not because my hurt wasn't real. It was not because what happened didn't matter. It did. But I felt bad because I never gave them a chance to fix it. I never gave them a chance to fix something that they didn't know was broken. Ooh, Lord, here. This is a $1 million class that y'all getting for free tonight. Next time I teach this, I'm charging. I'm letting y'all know up front because y'all getting the raw Uncle Paul tonight. Look, you cannot repair a relationship around a wound only one person knows exists. That's where I had to grow up. They hurt me, true. I handled my hurt by shutting down. Also true. They could have done better, true. I could have communicated better, also true. And maybe that's grown folks' forgiveness I'm talking about. Not spending the whole conversation trying to determine who gets the white hat and who gets the black hat. Sometimes both people have something to own. And I want to be fair about something else. What opened the door to the conversation was they came to me at an event. They approached me and they opened the door. Now, for years, I had been waiting for them to make a move. And when they finally did, it wasn't exactly the way I had imagined it in my head. There wasn't a 5-page apology. There wasn't background music. Nobody came walking towards me in slow motion and the wind was blowing. But they came and they came to me and I had to recognize the step. I had to recognize it. I had to recognize it. You know, I wanted to act like I didn't see him and you know, go around the corner and take the other exit out the place. And what the good Lord was saying to me is don't reject an imperfect attempt at reconciliation just because it doesn't arrive in the package that you expected. Sometimes we're so busy looking for the whole staircase that we miss the first step. Get that. Somebody get that. Sometimes we're so busy looking for the whole staircase that we miss the first step. Now, here's where old Paul tried to show up again. We talked, good conversation, door open, and something inside me said, great, we're back. Just like that. Years of not speaking. And I thought one conversation ought to put everything right back where it was. And then they've been a little slow to respond. And the old Paul immediately starts, see, they still don't care. This was a mistake. Here we go again. Wait a minute. Paul, you stopped speaking to that person for years. And now you're upset because they're taking their time. I had to say to myself, come on, man. If you needed time to heal, you have to allow somebody else time to trust again. Ooh, somebody write that down because what I just gave you there y'all should be cash apping me $100. If you needed time to heal, you have to allow somebody else time to trust again. Somebody get that? That's where my expectations have to change. maybe that's cautious. Maybe they don't know if I'll cut them off again. Maybe they hurt by what I did. Maybe they learn how to live without me. That's a hard sentence to say, but it's possible. Maybe they moved on. While I was protecting myself, maybe they were protecting themselves too. And now, if we're going to build anything, we both need some grace. See, reconciliation may happen in a conversation, but trust usually rebuild in inches, not feet. And that's something I have to respect. I don't get to apologize and then say, all right, I apologized at 7:32. Why haven't you called me by 9:15? Paul, sit your tail down someplace. That's what Uncle Paul would say to Paul. Sit your tail down someplace. And this may be the hardest explanation for me to release. Something in me wants us to be exactly where we were, what we were. Same closeness, same conversation, same comfort. Same comfort. Sherelle, you're right. If you need to heal, you need to let others time to trust. You got to give others time to trust. Some closeness, some conversation, some comfort, same everything. I thinking everything was going to be the same. In my head, that's what I came to. But years have passed. We both had changed. Life kept happening while we weren't speaking. So maybe we don't go back to what it used to be. Maybe we build something new. Maybe it's slower. Maybe it's different. Maybe it's smaller. Maybe it's stronger. Maybe it never becomes what it was. And I have to learn to let that be okay. Because sometimes forgiveness doesn't restore the old relationship. It creates the possibilities for new ones. And maybe that's enough. See, there's a song I wrote that says, meet me halfway. Meet me halfway. What did KJ say? KJ said KJ woke up. Sometimes we're so busy looking for the whole staircase that we miss the first step. Exactly. That's it. We missed the first step because we're so busy looking for the whole staircase. And sometimes we just need to acknowledge the person's first step. And that's hard for me. I'm just being honest about me tonight. That's hard for me to acknowledge people's first step because I have in my mind a way it should be done. And if you don't do it the way I think it should be done, and I think it's wrong. Can I just be real? I'm being honest. Anyways, there's a song. I'm just going to play a few minutes of it, so don't go anywhere. Stay right here, and then we're going to come back and wrap this up. The song is say, meet me halfway. Meet me halfway. I was hurt, so I closed the door. You didn't know what I was hurting for. Meet me halfway.
I was hurt, so I closed the door. You didn't know what I was hurting for. I waited for you. You waited for me. Two people hurting, too afraid to speak. Meet me halfway. I'll take a step too. Maybe we can't go backward, but we can build something new. Meet me halfway. No need to pretend. Maybe grace can teach us how to begin again. No rushing, no forcing. Let's give healing time. I'll give grace to you. Give a little grace to mine.
Not like before,
maybe better.
maybe new.
That's it. Maybe things will never be the same again. And I think at some point in life, when we talk about forgiveness and unforgiveness and holding on to stuff and trying to rebuild relationships, maybe we need to come to the conclusion that some things may never be the same again. And we have to be okay with that. We have to change our expectations that everything is going to pick up where we left off. That's not so. Life has changed in a few years. What I thought about tonight, what I thought tonight was going to be about me forgiving somebody else. But somewhere in this conversation, God turned the mirror around. And now I got one more thing to do. Because if I'm asking somebody else to own what they did, then I've got to own what I did. My hurt was real, but so was my silence. My disappointment was real, but so were my unspoken expectations. And maybe the person I've been waiting all these years to hear say, I'm sorry, isn't the only person who needs to say it. Maybe I need to say it too. Maybe I need to say it too. So, to somebody I love, there's something I need to tell you. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too. My hurt was real, but I could have handled it different. I could have handled it differently. I'm a work in progress. How about y'all? I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too. So here we are. I've spent the whole night talking about forgiveness. Give me 1 second. For some reason. Ah, I'm sorry too, folks. And we spent the whole night talking about forgiveness. And talking about what people did to me, talking about the stamps I've collected, talking about why I stopped speaking, talking about what I needed that I never said I needed. And now there's something I need to do. Because if I'm going to sit on this unpadded pew and tell y'all to tell the truth, then I can't stop telling the truth myself. When the truth gets uncomfortable for me, I still got to speak it. So to somebody I love, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I stopped speaking. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry I shut the door without ever really telling you why. I'm sorry I expected you to figure out something. I wasn't willing to explain. And I'm sorry that when you reached out, I had already decided what you're reaching out to was supposed to look like for me. You called on birthdays, you sent messages, and I saw them. But in my mind, I said, nope, that's not what I want. I wanted you to say, Paul, what happened? I wanted you to ask, why aren't we talking? I wanted you to come looking for the problem. And I never told, and I had to realize I never told you what I needed. And that wasn't fair. And for that, I'm sorry too. For that, I'm sorry. My apology doesn't mean my hurt wasn't real, folks. It was. I'm not rewriting the story and making myself wrong and for having feelings. No. Something hurt me. Something changed for me. But what I'm apologizing for is how I handled being hurt. Because I had another opinion. I had another opinion. I could have called. I could have said, we need to talk. I could have said, that bothered me. I could have said, I need something from you. Instead, I said nothing. And then I punish you for not hearing what I never said. Ooh, there's a lot of growing up I'm doing tonight on it. You can't you can be justified in being hurt and still need to apologize for how you handled the hurt. Both can be true, and that's the part we don't like because we want one person to be wrong and one person to be right. But relationships aren't always that clean. Sometimes you hurt me and then I hurt you while trying to protect myself from being hurt by you. And now we got two hurt people waiting for for the other one to apologize first. And I keep hearing that sentence, I don't even know what I did, because that exposed something in me for years I assumed you knew. And when you said you didn't, I had to ask myself, Paul, did you ever actually tell them? And the answer was no. I didn't want you to know, but one but wanting somebody to know isn't the same as telling them. People cannot respond to information you only communicate in your imagination. That's another good one, y'all. People cannot respond to information you only communicate in your imagination. Now, that's an ugly truth. And I understand why I did it. I was tired of being a fixer, tired of making the first move, tired of carrying relationships. For once, I wanted somebody to come after me. I wanted somebody to say, you matter enough for me to come and find you. That need was real, but I handled that need by creating a secret test, and you didn't even know that you were being graded. So I am sorry, because I finally talked, because we finally talked. The door is open. But now I've discovered something else about myself. And I want everything back immediately. One conversation, and I'm thinking, all right, we're good, back to normal. No, Paul, sit down, sit your tail down someplace. Years of distance doesn't disappear because you had one good conversation. And I can't blame you for being careful. I can't apologize and then turn my apology into another expectation. An apology isn't a down payment on getting the relationship back. There it is. I apologize because I owe the apology, not because you owe me a particular response afterwards. And I'm learning to say something that I don't particularly want to say. And maybe we'll never be exactly what we were. That hurts a little because I remember what we had. But time passed. You changed, life changed, and maybe our relationship has changed too. And maybe we become close again, and maybe we don't. Maybe we build something new. Maybe we simply love each other differently. I don't know. And for somebody who likes to know where everything is going, that's uncomfortable for me. But I'm learning not to force the ending. Sometimes forgiveness opens the door. It doesn't tell you what will eventually walk through it. And that is where grace has to take over. I'm sorry too, folks. I'm sorry too. I'm going to play a minute of this and then we're going to wrap this up.
I waited for your apology while holding back my own. I wanted you to understand what I never made known. Thought you should have known why I walked away. But how could you hear what I never had the courage to say. I'm sorry too for the silence. I'm sorry too for shutting the door. My hurt was real, but I could love better. So I'm standing here saying I'm sorry too. I can't change yesterday, I can't get back the time, but I can own my part, and you can own yours and mine. I'm sorry too. I'm sorry too. My hurt was real. My hurt was real, but I'm sorry too. Sorry too. I can't change yesterday, but I can change. But I can change. Oh, what I do today.
I'm sorry too, folks. Boy, this has been a good night for me. Some cleansing. And I'm being honest tonight. If you got friends that's going through stuff, not speaking to each other, tell them to come over here and check this out on the replay under Uncle Paul Media on Facebook and YouTube. But before I close tonight, I wanted to show you something. This is in the book now. Now these ain't really my S&H green stamps. But I showed y'all earlier the S&H green stamp. And that was funny to me, at least to me. I don't know if any the calls I would have received stamp, the birthday text I looked at and said, huh, I ain't falling for that trick, stamp. The years I stayed away, stamp. And then the sentence that changed everything, I didn't even know what I did. And suddenly I realized I've been keeping a case against somebody who didn't even know that they were even on trial. You can build a whole case against somebody who doesn't even know they're in court. And baby, I had everything. I had a judge, a jury, a prosecutor, a bailiff, a court reporter. One person was missing, and that was the defendant. Now, I thought about throwing this whole thing away tonight. I didn't want to really talk about this. And after I broke my tooth, I really didn't want to get on here, and I hope y'all don't see my gap that's missing in the front. I'm trying to hide it, but I don't know how successful I was. I'll look at the replay. But I'm not, look, but I'm not yet. I'm not finished. Not yet, because I don't want y'all that this is some fake thing just for you two. No, no, not at all. I want y'all to know Paul doesn't say stuff unless it's from his heart. And if I had to do this thing all over again, I would do it the same way. The greater thing, probably one of the lessons I've learned tonight is about expectations and my expectations versus somebody else. And understanding that my expectations may not be their expectations. And the other thing I've learned tonight is that if I need something, I need to communicate it. In any relationship that you're in, if you need something from somebody, communicate it. And if that conversation doesn't fix the relationship, at least you made an honest attempt to do so. Understand that you don't have to heal everything tonight, folks. Sometimes growth begins by identifying the first page. That's it. Just identify the first page. Now I'm closing. I'm not throwing away my stamp books yet, though. I'm holding on a little bit. Tonight, I'm just trying not to add another stamp to the books. And maybe the next time I'm hurt, instead of saying stamp, I'll try saying, can we talk? For somebody who hates confrontations, that right there might be a miracle. Look, and all I can say is, God, thank you for enough grace to tell the truth to us and get us to listen to the truth and help us forgive without pretending that the hurt wasn't real. And help us communicate before resentment take roots, and help us stop expecting people to read our minds. Give us the courage to say, that hurt me. Give us the humility to say, I was wrong. Give us the wisdom to know when to rebuild, when to set a boundary, and when to walk away in peace. And when we're wrong, give us enough grace and humility to say, I'm sorry too. God, keep working on us, because we are works in progress. And that's what we need to learn. Family, I got to get out of here. But before I leave this pew, I came to tell somebody, before you add another stamp, have the conversation. Before you cut them off, have the conversation. Before you decide they don't care, have the conversation. Before you decide they should have known, have the conversation. Before 5 days become 5 months, 5 years, have the damn conversation. Because maybe they didn't know. Maybe you misunderstood. Maybe they misunderstood. Maybe you needed to apologize. Maybe they needed to apologize. Maybe the relationship can be saved, and maybe it can't. But baby, at least make your decision based on the truth instead of a conversation that you had all by yourself in your head. And hear your old Uncle Paul. I'm not sitting here because I mastered forgiveness. I'm sitting here because I'm working on it. I'm working on my grudges. I'm working on my silence. I'm working on my expectations. I'm working on my communication. I'm working on my attitude. I'm working on my stamp book. I'm working on saying what I feel before I shut the whole thing down. And maybe, just maybe, you're working on something too. You ain't got to fake it. You ain't got to pretend. You ain't got to come in here acting super saved. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth. I'm a work in progress. Still growing. Work in progress. Still learning. A work in progress. Still healing. A work in progress. Still forgiving. A work in progress. Still trying not to cuss folks out. A work in progress. Still trying not to add another stamp to my book, a work in progress. But thank God I'm not where I used to be. So if you're hurt, say it. If you're confused, ask if you were wrong. Own it. If you were wrong, own it. If they apologize, listen. If you need a boundary, set it. If you need to walk away, walk in peace. But if there's still something worth saving, don't let your pride bury what one honest conversation might heal. Because you don't know. You don't know what they know until you talk. You don't know what they meant until you ask. You don't know what can be repaired until you try. And you can't keep blaming somebody for failing a test that they don't even know they're taking. So tonight, I'm closing my stamp book. I'm not throwing it away yet because I'm still working on it. Because I'm closing it, and I'm saying to somebody, I love you, and I'm sorry too. And maybe that's enough for tonight. But I'm a work in progress. I don't know about y'all folks, but this has been Uncle Paul's Unpadded Pew. Real talk, real faith, real life. Tonight I learned something. Forgiveness is still hard for me because I'm beginning to understand why now. And next week, we're going to close season 2. I'm bringing the whole book back because tonight I thought I could close it. But next week, I've got to decide whether I'm ready to stop carrying it. Season 2 ends with one final question. Know that you know better. Are you ready to live different? Are you ready to live different? We will end next week, and then we'll go into a whole new season in September. But are you ready to do it different? Are you? Are you ready to live different, folks? Are you really, 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 really ready to live different? I was trying to find this slide for next week, but I didn't find it. Yes, forgiveness is hard for me because I got drama. I can admit, folks, I can admit I have drama. Can you admit you have drama? Can y'all admit you got drama? I'm waiting. Anyways, I forgot to do my thing tonight. Hold on.
Come on, this here is free. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, comment, like, and share. This here is free. It don't cost you nothing to subscribe, comment, like, and share. Don't let me have to say that again. You hear me? I said, did you hear me? Damn Media Network. Uncle Paul's Unpadded Pew. Uncle Paul's Thoughts. Friday Night Therapy. Truth, inspiration, music. KAMB. We'll see you next time. Now go live different. Don't go back again. Now go live different. Let the healing begin. Now go live different. You know too much now. Take what grace has taught you and live it out. Hey, ho! Hey, 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 hey. I know where I've been. I know what I've done. I know the battles grace helped me overcome. I cannot change what yesterday became, but I can choose not to live the same. New mind, new choices, new words, new voices. Same God, brand new day. Grace has shown me a better way. Now go live different. Hey, don't go back again. Now go live different. Hey, let the healing begin. Now go live different. Let yesterday be done. You learned the lesson. Now get up and run. Hey, I'm gonna speak before I walk away. I'm gonna listen before I judge what you say. I'm gonna stop expecting you to know what I never had the courage to show. No more secret tests, no more keeping score, no more collecting every hurt anymore. I learned the lesson. I know what to do. Grace gave me another chance to live something new. Now go live different. Yeah, don't go back again. Now go live different. Yeah, let the healing begin. Keep the lesson. Hey, release the pain. Hey, by the grace of God, I won't live the same.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for spending time with me today. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, God, for spending time with me today. I know you didn't have to, but I am so glad you did. Looking forward to seeing you next time. Same energy.
I've been waiting. I've been on the stairs, I've been waiting. I've been waiting. I've been waiting on the promises for every word he spoke. I am waiting on the promises of God for every